Hey, this is Marlon from marlonmcpherson.com. The video you're about to watch is taken from my Web Design for Beginners course using WordPress and Divi. Now, the course is available completely free for a limited time over on futurestepscreative.com if you'd like to enroll and take it. And you also have available to you some feedback and support along the way. Hi, Marlon here. In this video, I'm going to show you the design that we'll be working with for this course, and also talk to you about how to approach design. So let's get straight into it now. So to design your website, it's always best to do that outside of the building phase, meaning that you do a mock-up of what your site's going to look like in terms of the main pages in some sort of graphic design software. So then you can do any little tweaks that you want to do as far as the visual, the look and feel is concerned, before you then go into the building phase. Because the last thing that you want to do is get into the building phase, start constructing your pages and putting up the site, and you then make decisions about design and go back and forth and try and maybe correct things at that point, when it's a lot harder than if you were just working in graphic design software, working with pixels, as opposed to structured, rigid things that a web page entails. That being said, it's also important to make sure that when you're building out the mockups, you have an idea of what's possible inside a web browser or inside the tool that you're using to build the site. So there are certain things that you cannot do easily on a web page, and even though it might be able to, you might be able to pull it off in a design software, it doesn't necessarily translate well to web pages. So that's something to pay attention to as well. The rule of thumb is to keep things simple, to keep it as simple as possible. So with that being said, let me jump into the actual demo of the page and show you exactly what we'll be working with inside this course. Okay, so here we are on the page that we'll be working with. This is the design that I've chosen to build out and use as a reference for this course. And as you can see, it has a nice, modern, clean design that could be used for any sort of business. Obviously, I've got certain placeholder text in here just to show how the design would be. But obviously, if you were to build something out like this, you would put your own copy in, you would put your brand colors in. I've gone with a gold sort of color scheme. And you can see this is a one-page design that has pretty much the main things that you'll need, starting out with a basic branded website as a single page design. So I'm going to talk you through the various sections and explain what's going on in this design. And when we get to that point where we'll be actually building out the pages, or showing you how to build out pages on your site, I'll be breaking down each of these elements and showing you how this design is constructed so you can recreate it, and I'll show you the various elements. Obviously, you'll need to be able to access the tools that I'm using. So I'm using the Divi theme for this. Now, the Divi theme is available from Elegant Themes, which is the company that makes it. It's a premium theme. However, if you are a premium member of Future Steps Creative, you'll be able to download the Divi theme as part of your membership and utilize it for the course and build out your website that way, or you can buy it through the link provided inside the course as well. Now, you can just simply download a template and upload it to your website, and you'll have this layout exactly as it is, and you can go ahead and edit the content based on the training that I'm going to provide, or you can choose to just recreate the entire thing from scratch, which I recommend practicing the recreation of it. Okay, so without any further delay, let's talk about the sections here. So each section, and by section I'm talking about these horizontal blocks that you can see here. So the top here we have a hero section, a nice big professional hero section, and it's called a hero section because it draws the eye in. It's the first thing that people see, and it should entice them to want to dig deeper into the site. And normally what you'd find is a nice big image, as you can see here, and you'd have a call to action of some sort. The call to action is just something that you want the user to do. So in this case, we have a couple of buttons here. We can either have them go to our services page if we have one connected, or we can go to the contact section. And this needs to be above the fold, your call to action, your primary call to action anyway. So what's the main thing that you want people to do? If you want them to contact you, or you want them to call you, your phone number should be up here. You want them to use the contact form, this should link to it. Or if you want them to sign up to something of some sort, this should bring you to whatever the call to action is, should bring you to that page or to that area on this page. So that's what the call to action is all about. In the hero section, it should have your headline that explains, well, it pulls people in. Like I said, it tells you what the site's about or what the main selling point is for the brand or the website. So down here we have an about us type of section here. I've called it who we are, and you can see that you can put your information in here, whatever brief information. You don't want to have a whole long page all on your home page. So the best practice is to have sort of like the main things that people want to see here. And if they'd like to see more, then you could have a learn more like I have here. This would then link out to a separate about us page. We'll just be working with a single design in this course anyway, but you'll be able to create your other pages based on the training that you'll be getting. Over to the right here, we have a nice video with a nice overlay going on. And this would be either a brand video or it could be a video explaining the same things that's over here. Here in the middle, we have a nice design element, which is another call to action feature, which one we can say go to our services from here, and it highlights another thing in the headlines here. We have this nice background image. It's not taking away from the block of color, but it complements it. And we have this nice clean space here to have the design breathe a bit. Of course, you could have this entire section be the block of color with the headline and the call to action, but it's nice to have as a design feature what's going on here. Then we have some features being highlighted with these blurb items here. So as you can see, if you want to point out some key feature or features, you could have them there, and it breaks up the design as well, gives people something more interesting to look at. And as we come down, you can see we have a nice image that is floating on top of a nice drop shadow, or a background shadow. And we have more information here about what we would like to highlight, and a learn more button that takes them to that page. And finally, a contact form where as you can see, everything is all branded in terms of the color, the yellow or gold color here. And we have a join or newsletter section here. People can sign up with their email and go straight to our social media links if we wanted to have them go from here as well. And this is the page that we'll be deconstructing and working with. So I hope you enjoy the process of going through and rebuilding the elements in this page. Now, just to show you a little feature here, right now, because it's a single page design, I have the contact form linked to this button. So when we click on here, it takes us straight down to this bottom section here, and people can go ahead and submit this contact form with their message. There's one more thing that I wanted to mention, and that this is completely mobile responsive as well, meaning that it changes according to screen size automatically. So as I drag my browser in, you can see that everything just folds down into a nice, compact, mobile friendly design. So it will work on your tablet and your mobile phone as well without any issues. Things just work out the box. So yeah, this is what we'll be working with. So I'll see you in the next lesson.